The Amazon rainforest, Earth's most biodiverse ecosystem, harbors secrets that continue to astonish scientists and explorers alike. Deep within its 5.5 million square kilometers of pristine wilderness, unique phenomena occur that defy our understanding of nature. From mysterious temporal anomalies to living light shows, from walking trees to quantum butterflies, this vast green expanse contains wonders that exist nowhere else on our planet. Today, we'll journey into the heart of this remarkable ecosystem to discover 15 extraordinary things that can only be witnessed in the Amazon. 15. The Lost World of Tepuis. Rising like ancient fortresses from the jungle floor, the tepuis of the Amazon are unlike anything else on Earth. These flat-topped mountains, some reaching heights of over 3,000 meters, are among the oldest geological formations on our planet, dating back to when South America and Africa were still connected. The most remarkable of these is Mount Roraima, straddling the borders of Brazil, Venezuela, and Guyana. Its summit is a mysterious world of carnivorous plants, black pools, and unique crystals scattered across the rocky surface. The tepuis are so isolated that they've become evolutionary islands, home to species found nowhere else on Earth. The endemic plants here have adapted to survive in nutrient-poor soil and harsh conditions, developing extraordinary mechanisms to trap insects for sustenance. Perhaps most spectacular is the presence of crystal valleys, areas where ancient quartz crystals litter the ground like diamonds, creating an otherworldly landscape that seems to belong more to science fiction than reality. When clouds roll in, which happens frequently, the tepuis become completely enshrouded, creating an eerie atmosphere that gave rise to their local name, Houses of the Gods. These formations inspired Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World and continue to captivate scientists and explorers who believe many of their secrets remain undiscovered. Recent expeditions have found species that existed nowhere else on Earth, including unique types of orchids, frogs, and even a few carnivorous plants that were previously unknown to science. The isolation of these tabletop mountains has created perfect conditions for evolution to take extraordinary paths, resulting in life forms that seem almost alien in their adaptation to this harsh yet beautiful environment. 14. Giant river otters' secret societies. Deep in the Amazon's waterways lives one of its most fascinating yet rarely seen inhabitants, the giant river otter. Growing up to 6 feet in length, these massive mustelids are not just remarkable for their size, but for their complex social structures that rival those of primates. These intelligent creatures live in highly organized family groups of up to 20 individuals, with sophisticated communication systems including 22 distinct vocalizations. Each group maintains an intricate network of dens, campsites, and feeding grounds across their territory, which can span over 12 kilometers of riverbank. What makes them truly unique is their cooperative hunting behavior and childcare system. The entire family participates in raising pups, with older siblings acting as babysitters while parents hunt. They've been observed teaching younger members specific hunting techniques, passing down knowledge through generations. Perhaps most fascinating is their use of latrines as communication centers, designated areas where families leave scent markings to communicate with other groups. These locations serve as sophisticated information exchange sites, conveying territory boundaries, mating availability, and even family size. The otters have also developed unique fishing techniques specific to different parts of the Amazon, showing cultural learning that's rare in the animal kingdom. Their hunting success rate exceeds 90%, making them one of the most efficient predators in the Amazon. Unlike other otter species, they've developed specialized techniques for hunting piranhas, including synchronized group attacks that demonstrate remarkable coordination and intelligence. Scientists have documented cases where groups will adapt their hunting strategies based on specific river conditions and prey behavior, showing a level of tactical thinking previously unknown in otters. 13. Electric eels' power grids. In the murky depths of the Amazon's rivers lies one of nature's most remarkable biological phenomena: colonies of electric eels working together to create living power grids. While electric eels are known worldwide, only in the Amazon do they exhibit this extraordinary collective behavior. These powerful creatures, capable of generating up to 860 volts individually, have been discovered forming organized groups during the dry season. When water levels drop, they congregate in shallow pools, creating what scientists call biobatteries. These living power stations generate enough electricity to stun entire schools of fish, making hunting significantly more efficient. Recent research has revealed that these eels can synchronize their electrical discharges, creating powerful waves of electricity that can overwhelm even large prey. The phenomenon was only recently documented and has revolutionized our understanding of these creatures. What's even more fascinating is their ability to use different types of electrical discharges for various purposes, from navigation to communication, and even to heal themselves. The eels have developed specialized cells called electrocytes, stacked like batteries in a flashlight, but arranged in a way that's unique to Amazon species. They've also evolved the ability to regulate their electrical output based on the size and type of prey, showing remarkable energy efficiency. During the rainy season, these eels disperse but maintain complex electrical communication networks across the flooded forest. Scientists have recorded instances where groups of eels can coordinate their movements and hunting strategies across considerable distances using these electrical signals, demonstrating a level of social cooperation previously unknown in electric fish. 12. Ancient petroglyphs underwater. Hidden beneath the Amazon's rushing waters lie some of the most enigmatic archaeological discoveries of recent times. Vast collections of underwater petroglyphs that only become visible during extreme drought conditions. These ancient rock art panels, some dating back over 7,000 years, represent one of the largest collections of prehistoric art in the Americas. What makes them truly unique is their location, carved into rocks that spend most of the year completely submerged. The images include intricate geometric patterns, animal figures, and what appear to be astronomical charts, suggesting an advanced understanding of celestial movements by ancient Amazonian civilizations. The positioning of these petroglyphs indicates that water levels in the Amazon were dramatically different when they were created, providing crucial information about historical climate patterns. The art style is unlike anything found elsewhere in South America, featuring distinctive spiral patterns and anthropomorphic figures that seem to be in motion. Archaeologists have identified over 200 different symbols repeated across various sites, suggesting a sophisticated communication system. During rare drought events when the water levels drop significantly, these petroglyphs emerge like ghosts from the past, creating spectacular displays that attract researchers from around the world. The preservation of these carvings is remarkable, protected by the water from erosion and human interference. Some panels show evidence of different carving techniques and styles, indicating they were created and modified over thousands of years by various cultures. The location of these sites along ancient river trading routes suggests they may have served as important navigational markers or gathering places for different tribes. 11. Living bridges of strangler figs. Among the most spectacular natural architectures in the Amazon are the living bridges formed by strangler figs, a phenomenon unique to this rainforest. These remarkable structures begin when birds drop fig seeds onto high branches of host trees. As the seeds germinate, they send aerial roots down toward the forest floor, gradually enveloping the host tree in a complex network of woody tendrils. Over decades, these roots thicken and merge, while the host tree slowly dies and decomposes, leaving a hollow living structure that can span significant gaps in the forest canopy. What makes these Amazon strangler figs unique is their ability to form natural bridges across rivers and ravines, creating vital pathways for countless species. These living bridges can stretch up to 100 feet and support the weight of large animals, including jaguars and tapirs. The hollow interior of mature strangler figs creates a complex ecosystem within itself, housing hundreds of species from insects to small mammals. Scientists have discovered that these structures actually communicate with each other through an underground fungal network, sharing nutrients and information about threats. The bridges continue to grow and strengthen over time, with some estimated to be over 500 years old. What's particularly fascinating is how these structures have adapted to the specific conditions of the Amazon, developing unique root patterns that maximize stability in the region's soft, frequently flooded soil. Local communities have long used these natural bridges, and some indigenous groups consider them sacred, believing they connect the physical and spiritual worlds. 10. Quantum leaf butterflies. In the depths of the Amazon exists a species of butterfly that seems to defy the laws of physics, the quantum leaf butterfly. Unlike any other butterfly species, these remarkable insects have evolved wings that utilize quantum mechanics for camouflage. Their wings contain specialized scales that manipulate light at the quantum level, creating what scientists call quantum interference patterns. This allows them to seemingly disappear completely when they land on leaves, matching not just the color, but the exact light properties of their background. The effect is so perfect that even infrared cameras have difficulty detecting them. What makes these butterflies even more extraordinary is their ability to adjust this quantum camouflage in real time, responding to changes in ambient light and environmental conditions. Research has shown that the structure of their wing scales is more complex than any human-made optical material, with some scientists suggesting their study could revolutionize stealth technology. The butterflies also exhibit unusual social behavior, gathering in large groups to create collective quantum effects that confuse predators. Their mating displays involve synchronized quantum light manipulation, creating spectacular shows that are invisible to most predators but brilliant to potential mates. Recent studies have discovered that these butterflies can also use their quantum properties to detect Earth's magnetic field with unprecedented precision, aiding in navigation during their seasonal movements through the rainforest. The species represents one of the most sophisticated examples of quantum biology ever discovered in nature. 9. Vampire vine networks. Deep in the Amazon exists a mysterious network of parasitic vines that have developed a unique form of collective intelligence. These vampire vines, as they're known locally, can identify and target specific species of trees from a distance, coordinating their growth patterns through chemical signals. Unlike any other parasitic plant species, these vines work together in networks, sharing resources and information through underground fungal connections. What makes them truly extraordinary is their ability to sense the chemical composition of potential host trees and communicate this information to other vines in the network. When a suitable host is located, multiple vines will coordinate their attack, approaching from different directions to maximize their chances of success. The vines have evolved specialized sensors that can detect the electrical fields generated by trees, allowing them to locate the most vulnerable points for attachment. Scientists have observed these networks making seemingly strategic decisions, such as avoiding trees that are already heavily parasitized or those that show strong chemical defenses. The vines also exhibit a form of memory, learning from unsuccessful attempts and adapting their approach strategies. Perhaps most remarkably, they've developed the ability to mimic the chemical signals of their host trees, effectively hijacking their defense systems. Recent research has shown that these vine networks can span several acres, creating complex hierarchical structures with older established vines acting as central nodes that coordinate the behavior of younger plants. 8. Bioluminescent river dolphins. In the darkest reaches of the Amazon's river systems lives a remarkable subspecies of river dolphin that has evolved the ability to produce bioluminescence. Unlike marine bioluminescent organisms, these dolphins have developed this ability through a unique symbiotic relationship with specialized bacteria that live in their skin cells. The dolphins can control their glow through a complex system of muscular contractions, creating patterns that serve various purposes from communication to hunting. What makes these creatures truly extraordinary is their ability to synchronize their bioluminescent displays across groups, creating spectacular underwater light shows during mating seasons. The intensity and color of their glow can change based on their emotional state and social context, essentially serving as a visual language. Scientists have identified at least 7 distinct pattern sequences that correspond to different behaviors and social situations. The bioluminescence also serves a practical purpose, helping the dolphins navigate in the extremely turbid waters of the Amazon and attracting prey fish that are drawn to light. Perhaps most fascinating is their ability to use their glow to create 3-dimensional maps of their surroundings by analyzing how their light reflects off objects in the water. This adaptation has led to the development of larger brains compared to other river dolphin species, with enhanced areas dedicated to processing visual information despite living in nearly lightless conditions. 7. Crystal caves of the underground river systems. Beneath the Amazon's surface lies a network of underground rivers harboring some of the most spectacular crystal formations on Earth. Unlike typical limestone caves, these Amazon crystal caves form through a unique interaction between the mineral-rich waters and the region's distinctive geology. The caves feature crystals that grow in impossible-seeming configurations, defying gravity and creating structures that seem to float in mid-air. What makes these formations truly unique is their composition. They contain rare earth elements found nowhere else in such concentrations, creating crystals with unusual properties including natural fluorescence and piezoelectric effects. The caves maintain a constant temperature and humidity level that allows for the continuous growth of these extraordinary formations. Some chambers contain crystals that are sensitive to sound waves, creating natural resonance chambers that indigenous peoples have used for centuries in spiritual ceremonies. Scientists have discovered unique microorganisms living within the crystals themselves, surviving in conditions that should be impossible for life. These bacteria have evolved to use the crystal's piezoelectric properties as an energy source, representing an entirely new form of metabolism. The caves also feature underground pools with water so mineral-rich that it appears metallic, creating mirror-like surfaces that reflect the crystal formations in spectacular ways. Recent explorations have revealed chambers where the crystals form in perfect geometric patterns that seem to defy random growth processes. 6. Shadow jaguars. In the deepest parts of the Amazon lives a mysterious subspecies of jaguar that has evolved extraordinary adaptations for stealth hunting. Known as shadow jaguars, these big cats have developed a unique fur pattern that absorbs nearly all light, making them almost invisible in the darkness of the rainforest understory. Unlike typical jaguars, their rosette patterns contain specialized melanin structures that can actively adjust to match changing light conditions. What makes these creatures truly remarkable is their ability to move completely silently, having evolved specialized pad structures that absorb sound waves. They've also developed an enhanced infrared sensing ability, with heat-detecting organs not just in their nose like other cats, but distributed across their whiskers and facial structure. This gives them a three-dimensional thermal awareness of their surroundings. Scientists have observed these jaguars using sophisticated hunting strategies that demonstrate remarkable problem-solving abilities, including coordinated hunting behaviors previously unknown in solitary big cats. They've been documented creating deliberate diversions to manipulate prey movement and using the forest's acoustic properties to their advantage. Perhaps most fascinating is their ability to use low-frequency vocalizations that are inaudible to most prey species but can travel for miles through the forest, allowing them to coordinate with other shadow jaguars over vast distances. Recent studies have shown that they possess specialized muscle fibers that allow them to maintain complete stillness for hours without fatigue. 5. Walking palm groves. In one of the most extraordinary examples of plant mobility, the Amazon's walking palms have developed the ability to literally move across the forest floor over time. These remarkable trees can shift their position up to 20 centimeters per year through a complex system of stilt roots. Unlike any other known plant species, they can actively grow new roots in the direction they want to move while allowing old roots on the opposite side to die off. What makes this adaptation truly unique is the collective behavior observed in walking palm groves. These trees appear to coordinate their movements, creating dynamic forest patterns that optimize light capture and resource sharing. Scientists have discovered that the palms communicate through an underground network of fungal connections, allowing them to share information about light availability and soil conditions. The trees have evolved specialized root tips that can sense and respond to environmental factors, including light gradients, soil chemistry, and even the presence of potential competitors. Perhaps most remarkably, these palms have developed a form of generational memory, with older trees somehow transferring information about successful growth patterns to younger ones through their root networks. The movement of entire groves creates unique microhabitats that support a diverse array of species found nowhere else in the Amazon. Recent research has shown that these palms can also adjust their walking speed based on environmental conditions, moving faster during times of stress or competition. 4. Floating forest islands. In the floodplains of the Amazon exist extraordinary ecological formations known as floating forest islands. Unlike typical floating vegetation mats, these islands are complete, self-contained ecosystems that can support trees growing up to 50 feet tall. What makes them truly unique is their ability to maintain soil depth and nutrient cycles while remaining completely detached from the riverbed. These islands have evolved sophisticated root systems that interweave to create naturally buoyant platforms capable of supporting substantial weight. The soil on these islands is unlike anything found elsewhere, consisting of a specialized mix of organic matter that is both incredibly fertile and lightweight. What's particularly fascinating is how these islands navigate the river systems, seemingly able to detect and move toward areas with better resources. Scientists have discovered that the islands actually generate their own microclimate, creating temperature and humidity conditions that differ from the surrounding environment. The specialized ecosystem of these islands has led to the evolution of unique species that spend their entire lives on these mobile forests, including several species of amphibians that have never been found on solid ground. The islands also play a crucial role in river ecology, acting as natural water filtration systems and providing safe havens for fish during the dry season. Recent studies have shown that these islands can even influence local weather patterns, creating their own rain systems through enhanced evapotranspiration. 3. Sonic plants. In the most secluded regions of the Amazon grows a remarkable group of plants that have evolved the ability to generate and respond to sound waves. These sonic plants, as they're known to scientists, produce complex acoustic signals through specialized hollow chambers in their stems and leaves. Unlike any other known plant species, they can actively modulate these sounds to communicate with each other and influence the behavior of both pollinators and potential threats. The plants create different frequencies for various purposes, some to attract specific insect species, others to warn nearby plants of danger, and some that appear to influence local weather patterns. What makes these plants truly extraordinary is their ability to form acoustic networks, with entire communities of plants coordinating their sound production to create complex symphonies that serve ecological functions we're only beginning to understand. Scientists have discovered that these plants can detect and respond to the wing beats of approaching insects, adjusting their nectar production accordingly. They've also observed that during certain times of the year, these plants produce infrasonic waves that can travel for kilometers through the forest, possibly coordinating flowering times across large areas. Recent research has revealed that some species can even use their acoustic abilities to manipulate the behavior of potential predators, creating sounds that mimic those of their natural enemies. 2. Time-shifting forest patches. Hidden within the vast Amazon rainforest are mysterious areas where time appears to move at different rates, creating what scientists call temporal anomaly zones. These patches, typically spanning several acres, exhibit inexplicable variations in biological processes that set them apart from the surrounding forest. Plants in these areas grow at accelerated or decelerated rates, with some species completing their entire life cycles in weeks rather than years, while others appear to age incredibly slowly. These time-shifting patches create unique evolutionary pressures, resulting in species that exist nowhere else in the Amazon. What makes these zones truly remarkable is their apparent ability to maintain stable boundaries despite the chaotic nature of rainforest growth. Scientists have observed that animals behaving differently when entering these areas, with some species actively avoiding them, while others seem drawn to their unusual temporal properties. The soil chemistry in these patches is unlike anything found elsewhere, with unique mineral compositions that might explain the unusual temporal effects. Recent studies have documented cases where seeds planted in these areas mature at rates up to 10 times faster than normal, while certain insects appear to experience time at a fraction of their usual pace. Perhaps most fascinating is the discovery that these patches appear to shift location over decades, leaving behind areas of normal temporal flow and creating new zones of altered time elsewhere in the forest. 1. Bioluminescent canopy networks. At the very top of the Amazon rainforest exists a spectacular phenomenon that can only be witnessed on the darkest, moonless nights. Vast networks of bioluminescent organisms that create living light shows across the canopy. Unlike typical bioluminescent species, these organisms have evolved to form interconnected communities that span entire sections of the forest crown. The network consists of specialized fungi, insects, and plants working in perfect synchronization to create patterns of light that serve multiple ecological functions. What makes this system truly unique is its ability to coordinate displays across kilometers of forest canopy, creating waves of light that appear to flow like rivers through the treetops. Scientists have discovered that these displays serve as complex communication systems, with different patterns signaling everything from weather changes to the presence of predators. The organisms involved have evolved sophisticated timing mechanisms that allow them to synchronize their light production with astronomical precision. The network shows signs of collective intelligence, with the ability to adjust its patterns based on environmental conditions and the movement of animals through the canopy. Perhaps most remarkably, these bioluminescent networks have been observed creating different color patterns during various seasons, with some displays coinciding perfectly with the breeding cycles of canopy-dwelling species. Recent research has revealed that the network can even respond to climate changes, with variations in temperature and humidity triggering different light patterns that warn forest inhabitants of approaching storms or drought conditions.